Hi, I'm dating expert Hayley Quinn, and in this short video, I'm going to be telling you about 3 reasons why he might not have texted you back for a few days and how you can deal with it. Now, there's nothing that is more disorientating sometimes than feeling like you've got a really good connection with a guy, you're having great conversations, you're spending time together, and then suddenly he seems to pull away, or even worse, completely disappear, and those regular messages that you were looking forward to seeing and receiving just vanish. Okay, so first of all, if it has been less than 48 hours, I would suggest don't panic. I think it's really natural to, especially if you've had some dodgy past dating experiences, haven't we all? Or, to always reflect on yourself and be thinking, well, what have I done wrong? Or he's completely gone off me, and And what you'll find then is you'll start to generate a story in your mind about what's happened, which is quite far away from the reality. So try and separate the story of, he's definitely not that into me, he's seeing somebody else, I know I shouldn't have acted like that on our last date, from the fact, which is he just hasn't texted you for 48 hours. You don't actually know what's going on in his life, so the healthy, strong and empowered response here is to be like, I actually don't know what's going on for him, so I'm just going to give it a few days, and I think he'll come, and I think he's going to message me back. It's about also coming from a mindset where you have security in your own attractiveness and self-esteem, and that faith and trust in him, which is so important as a partner, that you believe, of course he's going to message me. Why wouldn't he? I assume he's doing something else with his life. I'm going to go and focus on myself. So if it's been a short period of time, relax. It's probably nothing, and try not to enter into that cycle of self-judgment, blame, and over-analysis. Point 2, it's been quite a few days now and you still haven't heard from him, and you're thinking, well, should I send a message? Now, in this case, I know that there's a traditional dating advice argument here, which is, you know what, if he's withdrawing into his cave and he needs his space, then you don't want to push. Now, pushing is sending a message, in my opinion, that has judgment within it. So a judging message could be just the question mark. It could be, where are you? Or you haven't messaged me in a few days, or I assume that you've gone off me, or you've made a decision about us because I haven't heard from you. Ditch the assumptions, ditch the judgments, and know instead that if you're used to regularly communicating with someone, it's pretty normal if you haven't heard from them for like 3, 4, 5 days, where you can send a non-judging message which goes something along the lines of, hey, noticing some radio silence here, hope you're okay, smiley face, it's been a hectic week for me too. Maybe like this little sweaty emoji face. So you send a message which is just like, curious, or hey, just want to see how you are, been a hectic week over here for me. If you keep it casual, there's no judgment in there, and it comes from a space of curiosity and inquiry, whilst also talking about how busy you've been, it can be enough to reinitiate that conversation. Now, the third thing to watch out for is really what his response to this message is. If there is no response, or he takes ages to get back to you when you've sent a perfectly nice, neutral inquiry style message, that would be a bad sign, especially if he doesn't offer any explanation. If he comes back to you and he's like, oh, hey, sorry, I've been a bit quiet for a few days, I had a big deadline at work and I just lost track of things, how are you? That's starting to sound a little bit better. Be cautious, because in those early phases of dating, it can be very typical for a guy to want to woo you, to impress you, so that he actually gets the security that you like him, which means sometimes he can go above and beyond on those first few dates to really connect with you before kind of taking some time to withdraw when he's thinking, I'm actually not sure how I feel about her and I don't want to give her a mixed signal. So that's why you might get this sensation of feeling like he was super into you, but then seems to pull back and disappear. Instead, get in the mindset of, actually, until I've been dating him for at least a couple of months, I actually really don't know what he's about, and I need to pace this relationship and give it some time so that I can understand whether he's able to turn up for me and be that consistent, awesome guy that I'd really want him to be. So if he doesn't come back to you at all, or if he comes back to you and doesn't acknowledge the fact that he's been quiet for an extended period of time, if he doesn't try and communicate and offer explanation, you want to be really cautious there. And even if he does offer explanation, you want to then, go along with it, be accepting, give him the benefit of the doubt. But for yourself personally, you want to watch that relationship and see how it unfolds over the coming weeks, instead of coming to a space of assuming either something very positive or very negative. Accept the unknown and accept that you're going to need to give it time before you fully understand and connect and get with what's going on for him. So your strategy there is quite simple. First of all, if he hasn't responded for 48 hours, chill out, get on with your own life. Don't assume it's something to do with you. Secondly, if you're going to send a message, make sure it comes from a space of curiosity and that it's quite neutral. Don't send a judgment message or a message that has an assumption in it that suggests that he doesn't want to see you again. Point 3, know that it's quite normal for guys to actually go into people-pleasing mode and want to know that you like them, so they woo a lot at the beginning of a relationship. Then they can often call back or take a reflection point after that. Don't let it rattle you. Understand this is part of his psychology, but also know what you need to feel secure and take the relationship at whatever pace it is for you that makes you feel secure, that you know what he's about and you understand how consistent he's able to be for you in the long haul. And of course, if he's being really inconsistent, if he's messing you around, if he's not being upfront, if he disappears for a week, then pops back up like nothing's ever happened, then that is your responsibility to make sure that you sort that relationship out and you get into the right space around that and you know when to draw the line. Now, I would love to hear from you. If you'll notice below this video on the page, there are some options where you can get onto my newsletter. You can also come and check out one of my latest workshops, which is all about making you really understand his psychology, but also really understand yourself and your own boundaries and how to feel confident and empowered when it comes to dating. So yeah, I would love to hear from you more. And if you have any extra inquiries, you can send me an email at hayley@hayleyquinn.com. All right, thank you for watching this video and reading my blog, and I'll see you soon.